Want a sword? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael. We made this video is probably because you're the most ambitious person in your circle. You know you're capable of more and you get the punch by surrounding yourself with the best. So today let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, how to become more productive. Enjoy! Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Change your calendar.
Most people have not taken control of their schedules. You wake up like an accident, start responding to other people's emergencies, and help other people build their dreams instead of you building yours. It's time for a change. You deserve better. And this video is gonna show you how. I think one of the biggest reasons why so many entrepreneurs don't take enough action is because when you get motivated, you don't do enough. You feel the motivation, you feel the boldness, you feel the confidence, but you're not taking enough action, you're not doing enough. I remember going to my first Tony Robbins event. This is before I knew Tony one-on-one, before I did the interview with him on my channel. I just went to see what would the event be like. I've seen so many different videos of so many different people, and I felt like, you know what? For most people going to their event, it'd probably be the same as just watching on YouTube. But for Tony, I felt, you know what? I think his event might be different. There's something that tells me by going to his event, it'll be different than what I just see on YouTube through the content. And so I went with my wife, I went with 3 people on my team, I paid for everybody to go out and went to our first Tony Robbins event. And at the end of the last day, if you've never been to a Tony Robbins event, it's on fire, you're motivated, you're jumping, you're dancing, you're hugging, you're high-fiving, you're breaking through limits, it's amazing. By the end of the last day, you see everybody in the streets, you're pouring out, everybody's all pumped up and energized, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I remember one of the people that I brought with me, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And he's like yelling and so fired up and excited. He's like, well, what are you doing, Evan? I'm like, I'm looking at my calendar. Because this is why so many people fall off. You go to an event like that and then you fall off because you're not making it consistent. Success is habits. So whenever you decide to make a change, you have to, at least for me, I look immediately to my calendar. So if my goal is now I want to be a big YouTuber, great. When am I going to make videos? It's got to be in the calendar. If it's not in the calendar, it's never going to happen. And so anytime you want to make a meaningful change, you have to default to thinking, what am I gonna put into my calendar? Because success is habits. And so it's great to be motivated. Maybe these videos do it for you. Maybe events, maybe books, podcasts, awesome. You're getting it from somewhere. You feel motivated, great. Show me in your calendar where you are spending the time to actually make the thing happen. Otherwise, you're just living off some fumes. You know, you get motivated for a day or two, feels amazing, and then you fall back down to normal. If you want that dream life, you want that next step for yourself, it's gotta come from changing your habits, changing what's in your calendar to make sure that what you say you want out of life, you're actually working towards making that happen. So how do you do it? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is chart your start. So this is your morning routine. What is your morning routine? And half of you probably already have a morning routine, half of you don't. For those of you who do, most of you don't have a great one. If you're watching this video and say, well, I already get that, I already have a morning routine. No, you don't. That's not great because you're not feeling bold and confident out of your morning routine. The point of a morning routine, this is the biggest thing, that if you have a morning routine, the number 1 thing you need to pay attention to is the feeling that you have when you are finished your morning routine. Whether it's a 5-minute morning routine, a 3-hour morning routine, I don't care. How do you feel at the end of the day? Not at the end of the day, at the end of your morning. How do you feel at the end of your morning routine? If you don't feel bold, powerful, unstoppable, ready to take on the world, believing in your big ideas, if you don't feel that at the end of your morning routine, then you did your morning routine wrong. It's wrong. And either you need to actually put something new in, maybe you're just totally missing something, or maybe you just need to have more intention behind the things that you put in there. Maybe that meditation or that prayer or that watching the video is actually the best thing for you, but you're being distracted. You're watching that video while you're making breakfast and trying to have a phone call and brushing your teeth and doing something else. You're not focused. So too many people are just checking the boxes of the morning routine. So yep, I did it, and you feel good, pat yourself on the shoulder, great, you did it, but you didn't do it. Because you didn't do what actually counts, which is having the meaning behind it. You need to make sure that at the end of your morning routine, you feel ready to take on the world. If not, then go back and fix it. And for those of you who don't have a morning routine, well, you need to do it. I mean, people wake up like an accident. Maybe not people watching this video on this channel, but most of America wakes up like an accident, just falls into their day, responding to other people's emergencies. I mean, don't make that you. They can't be you. You can't build your dream life by responding to other people's emergencies. I go quickly through 5 S's every morning. Sing, I put on a song because music makes you change your state. It's the fastest way I found to change your state. Sun, I go outside, get some fresh air and sun on my face. Even in the winter, just take the dogs out, get some cold air on my face and come back inside. Just that state change makes a difference, at least for me. Soar, I'll record a message for Instagram on my stories and I'll go live on Instagram helping you guys. That always makes me come alive, makes me soar. That's the most important one. And then sweat and scare. So I'll do a quick workout and then have a cold shower because it scares me. Those are my 5 S's every morning. Doesn't matter what I do so much. You, chart your start. What's your morning routine? Make sure you get that feeling every single day. Step number 2 is cure procrastination. Why do people procrastinate? One of the biggest things, you know what you want? You want this, you want to get this, you want to be here. Great. Here are the steps. It's not that hard to figure out the steps. Why do you procrastinate? Why? You're sitting there, even before making these videos, before making this video, I was procrastinating. Not too long, 5-10 minutes, but I still procrastinated. Why? I know I love it. I know it has an impact. It reaches people. Why procrastinate? If you're procrastinating, it's one of 2 reasons. 1, you don't want to do it. You don't like it. If you made me a chef, right? I would procrastinate all day long because I hate cooking. I don't want to do it, right? I don't want to be a chef. I don't want to, this is delicious. My wife Nina made this amazing food. I'm going to enjoy it. It smells amazing, but I don't want to cook that. I wouldn't do it. So that's a sign, like don't do it. Now, in the micro, on a daily basis, there's gonna be lots of crap as an entrepreneur that you have to do that you don't wanna do, but if it's happening consistently, every single day, and you don't love it, you're not gonna win. You're never gonna win doing work that you hate. You'll say you'll do whatever it takes, but you won't, because you don't love it. The number 1 trait of successful entrepreneurs is they love the thing that they're doing, the process of the work, not just the results. If you don't love the process, you're gonna lose. So if you're procrastinating, a big reason is because you don't love the work. Great, that's great self-awareness. Stop doing that thing, either immediately or as soon as possible to find the thing that you wanna do because that's where you're gonna win. The second reason why people procrastinate is not because you don't love it, you love it, but you're afraid of it. Why did I procrastinate for 5 to 10 minutes before making this video? Because I'm afraid of it, because I want it to be good, because I'm worried about the judgment, because I'm afraid that I'm gonna disappoint people and it won't be a good video, because I want it to be my best one every single time I sit down to record, or at least stand up. I stand on a jumping trampoline when I make these, right? I want it to be the best. And so that slows me down just a little bit. And so train yourself to catch it. If you find yourself procrastinating, it's because of one of those 2 reasons. Either you don't love it and you should stop as soon as possible, or you do love it and you're afraid and you have to push through. Either way, the answer is action, right? If you don't love it, the action is get out. If you do love it, the action is go do it because you're afraid. Great, go do it. The answer is always action. You need to cure your procrastination and stop wasting time. And step number 3 that I find really helps is having a big why and a little why. So big why is, why do you do what you do? What's the mission? What's the vision you have? What's driving you? I want to solve the world's biggest problem. I want to wake up every day and try to help 1 billion people, right? It's never going to happen. It's the big dream that will never happen, but it should be motivating, right? What is your big why? If it's just money, you're never going to win. Money needs to be in your top 5, just not number 1. So what is your number 1? What is your big why? And without that, it's really hard. Every entrepreneur that I profiled, the ones who've made it big, your heroes, they have a mission, they have a why. What is your why? That's the big why. The little why is on a day-to-day basis, because sometimes the big why is too big. Sometimes that big why is motivating and is amazing and I can't wait to do that, but sometimes the big why is too big. It's like, I don't think I can do that. I mean, that goal is never gonna happen. Why even bother? Why even try? It's too far away. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And it actually is so big that it deflates you. That can happen. So the little why is, well, I may not be able to solve the world's biggest problem, but I know I helped the people who left a comment on my video. I know I helped the people who left me an email. And so remembering that the work that you do is important matters. Waking up every day and knowing that the work that you're doing today matters, is meaningful, serves people somehow, right? Humans are built to serve. It's my new book. If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, it's in the description. Go pre-order. It's amazing. You're gonna love it, right? Humans are built to serve. And so knowing that the work you're doing is of service, reminding yourself, whether it's having a PowerPoint file or having letters on the wall or whatever it is, to know that what I do matters. I may not be anywhere close to hitting my big why, but I know that if I stop doing what I'm doing today, at least one person is gonna be disappointed. At least one person is gonna lose out because of work that I am not making, right? That's your little why. Remind yourself daily that the work that you do matters.
If you want to have more confidence and motivation, check out our 254 series. The link is in the description below.
And you have an overview of what your book is all about, and you write into them. There's usually a general email address so you can connect with them.
You can use rejection as fuel to help you go off and do something bigger and motivation to, I'm going to prove them wrong.
Surround yourself with greatness. If you want to be more confident, you need to surround yourself with things that make you feel confident.
Rule number 2, surround yourself with the greatness.
This is why I keep going with my YouTube channel. This is the reason why I keep going with my YouTube channel, because yes, your spouse is important, and yes, your friends are important, and the people that you hang out with are super, super, super important. And all the other people that you hang out with by reading books and consuming content, watching videos, all of that makes an impact too. The more that you spend hanging around people and ideas and wisdom that bring you up, the more you're going to rise up. And the more you're around people who are complaining and negative and pulling you down, guess what happens? The more you're gonna be pulled down. And one of the big reasons for me in creating this channel was I wanted to be around successful entrepreneurs. I wanted to be around people who would push me to go off and do more. Because in my life, I'm super fortunate to have a very understanding wife, a very supportive family, friends who encourage me and always support the things that I'm doing. But I don't have people who are pushing me to do better. I don't have people who say, you know what you're doing is great, but you should be out here. Like, you could be making these adjustments and playing a bigger game. You can have a bigger impact. And so I needed more of that in my life. And so my solution to finding it was the videos, was I want to hang around Elon Musk, and I want to hang around Steve Jobs, and I want to hang around Warren Buffett. I want to hang around these people who are thinking on a bigger scale, because the more you do that, the more you ingest this content, the more you're gonna think like them, the more you're gonna act like them, the more you're gonna take these pieces to not only just be like them, but to be the best version of you.
Rule number 3, don't obsess with perfection.
Stop trying to be perfect. One of the biggest things that holds entrepreneurs back is you have an idea in your head and you want to launch it, but you're afraid to launch anything until it's perfect. You're afraid to put anything out into the world until you have the perfect plan, the perfect product, the perfect competitive advantage, and that does not exist. And the biggest danger of all is that just stays an idea for you for the rest of your life, that it never actually gets created, because you can never reach perfection. Because you're afraid of releasing the thing out into the world, and so you never will. Where everybody who you look up to, the people who've had massive success, any entrepreneur, they released something before it was perfect, they got feedback, they adjusted, they listened to it, and that became the thing that propelled them to massive success. And so you need to move from that place of trying to have everything be 100% perfect before you launch, and just get used to actually creating, actually doing, actually putting stuff out there into the market, instead of sitting on your couch, hoping, wishing, dreaming, planning, strategizing, but never actually doing.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip on find your core value that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. What is your single biggest takeaway from this video? What are you going to do to take action? If you made it this far in the video and you promise to take action after watching, we don't just watch a video, we do something. I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
If you don't get this right, your business will fail. It's not just about what you love doing and the skill sets you have, it's about having similar core values as the people that you bring on board. You need to know what your who is. You need to know what you stand for as a human being. You need to know what your mission is, and bring people on board who have similar core values. This is where so many entrepreneurs fail. If you only do a self-assessment and say, well, I'm great at this. I'm gonna be the technician. I'm gonna be the artist. I'm gonna be the coder. I'm gonna be the one doing all of the actual work. And I need to partner up with somebody who's a business person, who's gonna be doing the deals and the media and raising the capital and talking to investors and doing the sales pitches. It's not enough to say, well, I'm good at this and you're good at this, so let's get together. And that's what so many people do. That's why so many business partnerships fail, because you're just looking at it on paper. You're just saying, well, they have the skill sets I don't have. Great, let's work together. Boom, we're in business. And oftentimes entrepreneurs will then say, hey, well, let's do 50-50, right? You're bringing this, I'm bringing this, so here we go, 50-50 partnership. And for those who've been through it before, you know how much of a disaster that can be. Because everything looks good on paper, but you can't make a decision just based off of paper. It's like going to a dating website and putting in your ideal person and then deciding to marry that person without ever going on a date. It's about core values. Why do things fall apart? Because you don't share the same core values. And a lot of times you don't even know what your own core value is to start with. So you figure out your one word. Your most important core value. That's the starting point. You have to figure it out. I mean, it'll serve you not just for your business, but for any relationship, for life. This is what you stand for as a human. And then you want to attract people who not just have the skill set and the desire, but the same core value. Because you know what? The skill set is actually easier to teach than the core value. To make somebody change their beliefs, I don't know how to do it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. To give somebody a new skill set is way easier to teach.
If you want to learn how to make a meaningful change in your life, check out the video next to me. You will enjoy. Continue to believe. I'll see you there, guys. Bye!